What's poppin'? It's your dog Breeze from Fahrenheit 451, part of the Fourth and Gold Network. We're running the books alive. Back on my best bets in the NBA and the WNBA for May 28th. First up, let's start in the WNBA. From the Washington Mystics, Kiki Iriafen over her 12 points, minus 115 odds over on Bet365, risking 1.15 units on that to win 1 unit. Kiki has hit this line in her last 3 out of 5 games, 14, 17, and 17 points. In those 3 games, she's had 10 field goal attempts or more in her last 4 out of 5 games. And in the Indiana Fever have allowed the last 6 out of 8 forwards that they have faced to go over their 12 points. The only 2 forwards that didn't were Phoebich and Kia Nurse. Next, from the Washington Mystics, Kiki Iriafen over her 10 rebounds, minus 138 odds over on FanDuel, risking 1.38 units on that to win 1 unit back. Kiki 14, 12, 13, and 13 rebounds in her last 4 games. Indiana allows the fourth most rebounds in the WNBA. And in recent history, they just led Bree Jones, taking the Fever money line. Nah, you're not crazy. I mean, I see a lot of people. I see a lot of people on the Mystics on the spread, but I mean, I feel like top to bottom, the Fever have a better squad, so I definitely couldn't talk you off of that one. In recent history, the Fever allowed Bree Jones to grab 11 and 13 rebounds, Angel Reese to pull down 17 rebounds, and Jonquil Jones to pull down 12 rebounds. It is. It is. You're absolutely right. So first up, we got Kiki Iriafen over her 12 points, and then we're also taking Kiki Iriafen over her 10 rebounds. Next up, from the Indiana Fever, we're going to be taking Natasha Howard over her 7 rebounds, minus 115 odds over on Bet365, risking 1.15 units on that to win back 1 unit. Natasha Howard, 9, 7, and 8 rebounds in her last 3 games, 8 and 7 rebounds in her last 2 games versus the Washington Mystics. Washington allowed the last 7 out of 9 forwards that they have seen to go over their line. Out of those 7 forwards that have gone over their line, 4 out of those 7 have gone over 7 rebounds. So for the WNBA, we're going to be doing Kiki Iriafen over her 12 points as well as over her 10 rebounds. And we're going to be doing Natasha Howard over her 7 rebounds. Heavy leans on all things Aaliyah Boston over her points and rebounds, and heavy lean on Sonia Citron over her points and Sonia Citron over her threes. All right. Now let's get into some NBA. I've been off the NBA for the longest, for obvious reasons, but you know, I'm back. All right. So I go a little something like this. Go a little something like this. From the Minnesota Timberwolves, I'll be taking Nickeil Alexander-Walker over his 2 threes, minus 130 odds over on ESPN Bet, 100% hit rate this series. 2, 3, 2, and 5 3-pointers made on 9, 4, 4, and 8 3-pointers attempted. Head to head, he's scoring 32% of his points from the above the break 3. Minnesota is allowing the third most from that area. Next, I'm going to be going Nickeil Alexander-Walker over his 10 points, minus 115 odds over on Bet365. 17, 12, and 23 points in his last 3 games on 8, 9, and 15 shot attempts. When he has 9 shot attempts or more, he's hitting this line in his last 19 out of 22 games. Risking 0.6 unit on that to get back a half a unit. And on the 2 threes, I'm risking 0.65 units to get back a half a unit as well. Next, Jalen Williams, J-Dub from the OKC Thunder over his 2 threes, minus 130 odds over on FanDuel. 2, 2, and 6 3-pointers in his last 3 games on 6, 5, and 9 3-pointers attempted. In their head-to-head matchups, J-Dub scoring 35% of his points from the above the break three, where Minnesota somehow is also giving up the third most. Um, you know, 5, 6, and 9 attempts just to knock down some threes. I'm taking that every time. Last but not least, J-Dub, Jalen Williams of the OKC Thunder under his one block, 100% hit rate in this series. He's under one block in his last 4 games, under his one block in his last 10 out of 15 games versus Minnesota. To get the juice down on that, I paired it with Kiki Iriafen of the Washington Mystics in the WNBA to go over her 7 rebounds. Kiki 7 rebounds, J-Dub under one block, minus 118 odds over on Bet365. Risking 0.6 units on that to get back a half a unit. All right. So to recap the NBA, I'm going to be Nickeil Alexander-Walker over his 2 threes and over his 10 points. J-Dub over his 2 threes as well as under his one block. Parlay with Kiki Iriafen over her 7 rebounds. In the WNBA, we had Kiki Iriafen uh, over her 10 rebounds, over her 12 points, and Natasha Howard over her 7 rebounds. Like, comment, and subscribe for your daily sports betting videos and analysis. Let's keep running them as always. I'll see you tomorrow. If you want access to all of my plays as soon as I place them for just 16 cents a day, subscribe to the Patreon. I have that link down below. Love, peace, and fish grease. Let's continue to run up some units.